My name's Tom Bugbee, last name Bugbee. I'm with CourseCo, the golf course management company that's been in place there since December 1st of this year. This is Will Pierce. He's our general manager, the local manager for the golf course that's based here and on property on a day-to-day basis. So today we're just going to do a quick presentation kind of on our first 6 months. We've been there since December 1st, operating the golf course, go over kind of some of our early accomplishments, some of our goals as we go into our first full fiscal year, briefly touch on the budget, and look for approval for our annual plan. Our annual plan is what we call kind of the whole packet for the year. So that's our budget, our sales and marketing plan, our capital plan, and our operating plan for the golf course for fiscal year 1920. Just a little bit of background, as I think most people know, Lakeview Golf Course opened in 1979, and then in December of 2017, it was purchased by the town of Pahrump. It is approximately 62 acres, an 18-hole golf course, par 59, so a little bit shorter than a standard length golf course. In December of 2018, CourseCo took over management of the golf course in a partnership with the town of Pahrump under a management agreement. Briefly, who is CourseCo? We were founded in 1989. We currently manage 37 golf courses in 6 states, focused here in the western United States. Our headquarters is in California. 90% of our clients are municipal clients, so towns, cities, counties, university. We focus in daily fee municipal golf. We are the most decorated golf management company in our environmental stewardship and programming. We received the California Governor's Award. We have 61 environmental leaders and golf awards accumulated over the years. To give you an idea, most companies have less than 10, even companies much larger than ours. Just this last year, we were the first company ever to receive the President's Award for the Golf Course Superintendents Association for environmental leadership. Usually that goes to an individual. So to be the first company recognized was a big feather in our hat. And then Audubon certification is a big program that we run at the majority of our golf courses. It's a program where you receive 6 certificates, basically acknowledging that you're doing the right thing for the environment, which golf courses often get a bad and unfair reputation, and that's something we'll be looking at for Lakeview as we move forward. And then probably the thing we're most proud of is in our 30-year history, we've never had a contract fail to renew. So, a lot of 3- and 5-year contracts, so you can imagine over 30 years with 37 contracts, it's a lot of renewals. For our 2020 annual plan, kind of some of the highlights is the goals are to provide the quality, affordable golf experience for the community, residents, and visitors. Specifically, improving customer experience and golf course conditions. I think it's no secret, things have deteriorated a little bit out there. It's a little bit like turning an oil tanker around. It doesn't happen overnight. You're growing grass. It's a living organism. You kind of got to do it one day at a time. But we're determined, and we're on a good path so far. And then provide golf programming. Again, being a municipal golf course, it's here to serve the residents, and that means the home clubs, amateur tournaments, junior high and high school golf teams, and fundraiser events have to be a big focus of a golf course that's effectively owned by the taxpayers. And then also to provide free non-golf community events. Again, operating these golf courses, about 10% of the population plays golf, yet 100% of the taxpayers own the golf course. So long ago, CourseCo took the approach that we have to do some non-golf events at all of our golf courses to bring the community out. 1, it's the right thing to do, and then 2, it's probably the best way to introduce people to the game and knock down some of those barriers of just intimidation where people are nervous to go to the golf course. Well, if it's a non-golf event, very easy for them to come.
May I ask, what is a non-golf course event that you've done before?
Yeah, so, recently we had a car show out at Lakeview, so that would be a great example. We do Easter egg hunts. We do community open houses where we have focus on kids. So we'll do things like have bouncy houses and face painting for the kids. We might do a canned food drive where we're just a drop-off location, but again, a reason to stop by. Breakfast with Santa. There's a huge list of one-offs, but those are some of the broader ones. Community movie nights A lot of times golf courses have a great space to set up one of those outdoor movie screens. And again, a great way to get kids out to the golf course.
Mr. Chair, and just to let you know, Commissioner Strickland, they had planned to do a movie night, but we didn't want it to conflict with the one that the town does, so they already are planning those things.
We talked about improving golf course conditions. All these other things are great, but ultimately we're a golf course first. And so up here you can kind of see the 10th hole, the before and current. Might not be the final destination, but still come a long ways down the path. And that's got to be a big focus of ours as we continue to move forward. Golf course conditions ultimately will drive traffic and revenue, and that's one of our primary jobs. And included in that, we have in our 5-year capital plan some programs that will help us to improve the overall irrigation system and continue to improve the golf course conditions. Improving the customer experience, we've already received a delivery of a new golf cart fleet out there. We've designed a new logo, launched a new website. We have new offerings for both merchandise and food and beverage. Customer service has to be a big focus. Ultimately, we're in the hospitality industry. People have choices, and customer service is consistently the number one reason why people won't return to your facility. So that's a big focus on ours in our training that we provide for our managers. We do utilize 2 different customer feedback tools. We have comment cards that we receive and track on a regular basis at the property. So a year from now when we're doing this presentation, we'll have a year's worth of results to share with the commission. And then we also do, through the National Golf Foundation, we do a survey every year. And really that's a great way for us to benchmark our progress on a year-over-year from an independent third party. And then ultimately the capital improvements to improve the facility. Like I said earlier, there's some things that have been neglected over the years, so we see some opportunities to improve. Some of the programming real quick, Twilight Leagues and tournaments. Already talked about the new logo and website, and then a host of the Pahrump Junior Golf Association. That had been down the street at our competitor, and we right now are having 2 tournaments a month plus a Wednesday fun day for the junior golfers to come out and get to play our golf course. Touched on the free non-golf community events earlier. We did not really have time to pull off the Easter egg hunt this year, so that is on our calendar for next year. We did the car show, and then one thing we're exploring right now is the First Green program. That is a program which basically takes the science of growing grass and invites local schools out and kind of does basically a educational field trip on the golf course. We do that at about a dozen of our facilities. When you offer the teachers a chance to go on an educational field trip, usually they jump at it. The hardest part's usually transportation, getting the kids back and forth, but we'll be exploring that with the local school. I'll touch on the very high levels of the budget. I'm sure you don't want me to go through every one of these lines, but with 14,500 rounds is what we have budgeted for fiscal year 1920. That'll be a total of $286,000 in revenue. We do feel like that's maybe a little bit conservative, but this is our first year. You know, the operating data prior to us, while it's all there, it's somewhat limited in how it was assembled, and we'd rather set something we think we can achieve than just some promise to make you feel good today. Total operating expenses for the year will be $459,000, so that would be an operating loss of $189,000 for the first year. Capital projects and equipment, as I touched on earlier, there's some things that have been deferred there, and there's some areas of opportunity. Specifically, there's no real practice area out there right now. That's a barrier to revenue, but maybe more importantly, introducing people and specifically juniors to the game of golf. So that's one of our first projects that we had targeted, which is to rebuild the putting green that was previously there and a netted area to practice hitting golf balls. We also have a few pieces of equipment. I won't go down every line item on here. The clubhouse deck, for those of you that have been out there, it needs a little repairs. And then some pump station repairs that we have identified on there. That's to improve the irrigation system and its efficiency. And then a little bit longer term, looking out into 2020, 2021, some clubhouse renovations to kind of redo the inside experience and hopefully improve food and beverage revenues, as there's more of a reason to stick around after the round of golf.